Hello! Hi guys, my name is Zinjy, and welcome back to another episode on the Cornerstone SMP. And in our last episode, we were over at the spawn village building the entrance to the sewer. One entrance of possibly 3 or 4, and it came out absolutely fantastic. We were also over here building the beach, and it looks awesome. Let me just get on up here and I can show you guys, for those who've maybe not seen it. You can see our beach looks amazing, as you can see this front bit. But probably as you're glancing on just past that, you can also see the beach is finished. Yeah, off camera I have been grinding like mad, as you can see, and we have the beach. Let me just land up here and I can show you guys. Whoa, that time again. As I was saying, the beach looks awesome. Yeah, it does. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy the work that I've sort of put in off camera just to try and get it finished. So when we started this episode, we were starting afresh in a way. Of course, as you can see here, this bit's not built here because this is something that we're going to be working on today. And what are we going to be building, you ask? We are going to be building a slight little cliff over in this corner. Yes, what I want to do is I actually want to break the beach up because we've got the beach going all the way around, and I'd like to make this corner just a little bit different. So when we come from the top of the volcano, sort of swooping down, it's going to come out just a little bit, not too high. I want it, within, looking decent, but just a little cliff coming off here because we're going to be putting something on, or building something on top of it in the not too distant future, and that is going to look awesome. I also want to get to the volcano at some point today as well. I want to build a little bit more and start on the actual body of the volcano, because as you can see, as I say, the beach is finished, so we need to start doing it here. So I'll probably start here and we'll start on the body of the volcano. But before we do anything like that, there is something else that I want to tend to today. And you probably already all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, if we're coming down to the tomb, it can only be one thing. Yes, we need to build the elevator. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to build the elevator, obviously linking the downstairs area of the base to the tomb, so then we're able to get out to that. I know we have the water vator like I discussed in the last episode, but I really want to get this built today because this is going to be super cool. And I do love myself a good redstone elevator, especially a flying machine one. So that is the plan for today. Of course, though, before I can actually do anything, I need to just dig out a small area just for where we're going to be able to obviously land the flying machine, and also where we're going to be able to walk after the flying machine's actually landed. Because of course, we can't put it all the way down, unfortunately, just due to where the actual farm, wheat farm, that's the one, where the wheat farm is. So we're actually going to have to sort of put it up here, which is not too bad. I know that's quite a distance from the floor, but I'm okay with that. We can work out a way that we can get down to the bottom. But this probably should suffice what we need. I'll probably have to dig a little bit further down for when the fly machine comes down and goes into the floor, and we need to dig a bit more of the wall out as well. And more digging. This is what I get for making it 3 wide instead of 2. Oh well. And what we also need is we'll probably need to dig out this side of the wall as well and put glazed terracotta in this side and this side. So I'll dig both of these out. So that way when the fly machine's coming down the wall, it's not actually going to stick to the walls because, well, yeah, I don't want a broken machine. There's nothing worse than that. But I'll say I'm going to have to dig out both of these walls as well, and I'll have to get some glazed terracotta so we can fill the walls with that so nothing gets stuck as it's coming up and down. Whoa, this is starting to look really cool now. Now we've got the whole elevator shaft dug out. It looks kind of awesome, and that's without even having the elevator in yet. And I've now decorated one of the walls, and it looks epic. Yeah, it looks so cool. I've gone with like the Chelsea stone bricks. I really like that texture, and I had it up in the tomb, so I wanted to sort of, keep it the same coming, into the same sort of feel coming down here. We've gone with the cobblestone like we have up in the tomb. We've just stuck with the same sort of colour palette, so I've gone with the diorite, both polished and normal, and the granite, both polished and normal. And we've just introduced some sea lanterns to get away from the usual lanterns we were using. So maybe we'll introduce some sea lanterns coming down first. I think it's quite obviously a bright light source, and it just looks so cool on the elevator coming down. But as I say, I've got one side in, I need to get the other side in, and I've now got the second side in, as you can see, and it looks awesome. Looks absolutely cool. I'm just loving how this is sort of coming out. As you can see, probably just here and there, I've done a little bit of detailing work as well. Let me just sort of zoom up the top. You can see I've put in a couple of it, the mossy cobblestone as well, just so it's almost like the vegetation started to penetrate through the roof, kind of like we've got, in the top of the tomb where we've got a little bit of vegetation coming through the roof. We'll have the same sort of thing coming in the elevator shaft. The only thing is I can't hang any vines and stuff, just due to how the flying machine will work, because I'll obviously just knock the vines off. But I've gone with a bit of mossy cobblestone, as you can see there. Just at the top, it's as if the the moss is starting to now penetrate down the elevator shaft, so it would look quite cool. I've done, as I said, done a lot of detail, and you can see we've got some stairs and stuff in on both sides, just to give it that sort of, you know, broken up feel. I could still do it on this side, so I've not done it on these sort of pillars. I think these look quite cool as they are, to be honest. But as you can see in front of me, yeah, I went with the glazed terracotta, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure. I am not sure. I mean, ideally what I could do is I can just get rid of the glazed terracotta completely, and we could put something, you know, we could detail this wall here and do the exact same over here. But what I was kind of going for with this was, since it's obviously like a sort of Pacific sort of theme, I was going with a kind of, you know, Pacific kind of tribal look, if you know what I mean. Very flowery and that, and I thought this was probably, you know, the perfect block for it. I'm just not sure about it. I think maybe what's best is if I build it from obviously here to the top on both sides, and then we can get a good look at it to see how it looks, you know, once we have it fully in. Right, let's see how this looks now that we're done. I like it better than it was before, that's for sure. Because kind of what we're going for like, you know, the sort of Pacific, it's almost like a mural. So when you're coming down the elevator, you know, you kind of get the vibe that this tribe's inscribed on the walls as coming down. So it's not just being like a tribe, they also have, you know, access to futuristic stuff as well, hence why we've got an elevator. This actually kind of, I mean, I know it's quite a different contrast between, you know, the nice bright colours of the glazed terracotta here compared to just the stone, which is also very grey and very monotone. Also we've got the red in as well. You know what, I'm going to stick with it just now. And you know what's maybe best is if you guys, down in the comments, let me know what you think of it. And maybe, if not using this, what I maybe should use. Because also, you know, there isn't many blocks we can use. I don't want to use obsidian. I don't think it would really work anyway, to be honest. But I mean, furnaces and stuff would work quite well, because also they're grey and they go with the, you know, the idea we've got. Or the other option is I punch it back one more block and we build, you know, a design sort of like this. Back, obviously it will leave a gap coming down though, and you know, the elevator, you'll be able to fall off. That's gonna be the only thing. But yeah, we're going to go with this just now, because as I said, I'm kind of liking it. It has grown on me since we've built both sides. It looks a bit better than it did just having, you know, the four, and I like the pattern. The pattern's really cool, and it actually fits in kind of, you know, with the whole style of what we're going with up on the island, and you know, this ancient tribe that's lived here and stuff. So yeah, no, it's quite cool. But as I say, let me know in the comments what you guys think. But I need to build the elevator, because that's the whole point of this. And there it is, the majestic elevator itself, sitting at the top, just waiting to be used. Yeah, I managed to get the actual bottom mechanism for the elevator now in. As you can see, we've had to dig like a little area here. I've got a couple bits of redstone. It's nothing too complicated, just a slime block with a redstone block on the end, which activates the redstone line, which then activates these two pistons. And then what happens is, when these two pistons activate, they trigger the observers up there, and that sends the fly machine on its way. Very easy. There's not really much to it, to be honest. And we've got just a little button on the wall here, so when we push this, it activates, and then that's how we'll get up and down. But yeah, I've done the bottom, but I still need to do the top. The elevator's sitting at the top, ready to be used, but I'm going to go up and get the top mechanism in, so then, you know, we can actually test it and make sure it's working. Right, and that should be that. Right, that's everything linked up the top now. You can see we've got the same mechanism we have down below, so that the two pistons point into the two observers, and that's what activates the elevator to go down. And I say we have the exact same at the bottom for the elevator to come back up. We've also linked this, as you can see here, we've got a channel of redstone and slime blocks, almost like a tower going all the way to the bottom. So if we push the button at the top and the elevator's down at the bottom, it then brings the elevator back up, so then we're able to ride it down. I don't have a mechanism going all the way. I might do that in the future, but I'm not doing it right now. But I haven't tested it quite yet, so we probably should actually test it to make sure it works. Right, here we are back at the tomb. Now let's give this a wee test, because I've got linked up from this side. So this is kind of what you'll see when you come in. So you can see, obviously, there's a bit missing the wall. Like, ooh, what's this? Right, let's hope this works first time. I've decorated inside of here as well. As you can see, we've just got a couple of little sea lanterns, because it's going to be transition from sea lanterns, from, you know, the torches to sea lanterns, and then coming in. This is our button. Moment of truth. Let's see what happens. And oh yes, I'm loving it. Hopefully it should stop at the bottom once we get there. Oh, this is so cool, so cool. And oh, it stopped. I've built it to, that's okay, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. It just means it's two things, but it should be able to go back up if we activate it. No, we have problems, and luckily it's nothing major. I just forgot to put the glazed terracotta down the bottom here, so then the slime and the honey didn't stick to it. Oh well, let me rebuild. Right, rebuild. Let's try that again. But we'll go from down below here. So if I push this button, we should send us up. Come on, 3, 2, 1. Oh yes, we're off. We're off. Perfect. Perfect. It's a bit glitchy, it's just due to the server and stuff, but that's to be expected. But it's working perfect. Let me just get to the top, which should stop here. Oh yes, nice and right. Let me just go back down again. And working so far. Oh, it's so cool. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And it should stop perfectly this time, exactly where it's meant to stop, and not where it stopped last time. I think that's right. That's right, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's perfect. Yeah. Awesome. We have a working elevator. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. I could do this all day. I could do this all day, just going up and down the elevator. It's absolutely awesome. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm so happy we did this. This is something I wanted to do since day one, was get an elevator into the back of the tomb here. And it's come out brilliantly. I just love how we've designed it. We've obviously, as I say, we've done the transition from the lamp torches out here, the lantern, sorry, out here into the sea lanterns, and it's going to be something. I mean, you start going down, you've got the sea lanterns going inside. I'm so glad we did that, and this is absolutely awesome. I'm absolutely loving it. We've got this in now. Now we have access. We're able to connect the top part of the island to the bottom part, which is going to be the underground base. And then we'll need to get down there and start designing all that. That is going to be super sweet. However, that's not all we're doing today. No, we still have a task on our hands. And that task, of course, is the one we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, which is tackling this corner. Yeah, I want to get over here, and I want to at least get it started, if not finished today. It's not going to be a massive little hill. It's not going to be a massive hill. I just want it to be, decent enough when it comes down the curvature, because I don't want to make it too tall, but I don't want to make it too far out. We need to try and get it right. And sometimes when you're your landscape and trying to get it right, can be a bit of a problem, and you need to tinker with that. So we're gonna get to that today. But as you can also see, we've got a few chests here as well. Nellis actually came over a few days ago and actually dropped all this off for me. Yeah, she really came through. I gave her obviously something in return, but yeah, she's really come through and give us a lot of grass and a lot of dirt, and that is going to help amazingly with this project, because that's where we're going to be going next after we've done this corner. It's starting to build the volcano up and get it to the point of where we're heading towards the peak, and then we'll incorporate stone, dirt, grass. I prefer a different little blocks I want to incorporate in as well as we're getting building up, but I say that's in the future. This is what we need to do today. And what I'd like to do is actually just like to come up with some stone and just sort of map out a little area that we're going to be able to, we're going to be able to build in. Now, this particular, area is not massively big, but it is big enough for what, we're going to need. So I think where the smooth sandstone is, where, we're going to have the beach before, it's actually not a bad sort of outline of what we need to do. But I say I want to bring stone in. Obviously I don't want to be using smooth sandstone, so I want to just kind of get rid of some of this, and then I just want to make, as I say, a little outline with stone to sort of show probably where where this is actually going to go. I don't want to go too far one direction and too far another direction, if you know what I mean. I want it to be sort of curved but not perfect, if that makes any sense. Because I think if we go like a perfect curve, it's not going to look right. And as I say, with landscaping, it can be really difficult. Let me just sort of get some blocks down, and we'll see kind of what shape I can come up with just initially. Right, I've been playing about with this probably longer than I care to admit, but this is what we have, and I think it looks quite cool. It's, as I say, it's nothing too big. We don't want anything massive. This is probably alright, because this area is actually quite big as it is. I think the shape's quite nice, and this is what I'm going to go with just to sort of get started. Of course, what we'll do is we're going to be building like an overhang as well, but I don't want it massive. As I say, we'll probably only make it about 3 or 4 blocks taller than where I'm currently standing, just so we've got a bit of a transition. So we're swooping down the valley. We'll get to this point. This will be the lowest point, and then it'll sort of raise back up again to go out. We'll build an overhang as well, which would be quite cool. We could put vines and stuff coming off that. And then what I'm thinking is for the beach, we won't have obviously this part of the beach going round, but we might continue with the bottom part. So the underwater part might then go round, and that'll give it a nice trim. You won't be able to walk on it. As I say, this is going to be like a cliff part. You won't be able to actually access it, but we can play a bit with it and have a wee look. Maybe we'll add a little bit of beach in, so we're able to walk in some parts, and maybe just at the front we'll add a little beach. I'm not 100% sure. These sort of things, you just kind of have to play with and see where they go. But I think this is quite a good start, and it's going to give us a nice base to start building up. As I said, I don't want to make it too tall. Maybe, I say 3 or 4 bigger than this. But yeah, this is a good start. Let me sort of continue on, and we'll see what we can kind of get done. And I'll be the first to admit, it looks totally out of place, but It is starting to come together. Yeah, no, trust me, it is going to look good. It is going to look good. I think once we get the beach bit sort of connected up, because we're going to have to curve this sort of round. We'll have to edit this, but that's okay. Once we get it curved, and then sort of maybe we'll just do this what we've got here. That's what I'm thinking. We'll sort of go with something like this, and we'll just put that around the front, and then we'll have the front, you know, the bit under the water going around as well. I think it'll look much better. And then once that, you know, this part's actually connected to the rest of the volcano, it should look pretty good. I think what makes it look weird is the sides are still open. If you just without dying, just at the side here, because this is not connected to anything, and the beach is still down here. It looks a bit odd, but it is looking quite cool. I'm liking it a lot. I mean, there's still a lot to do. I don't want it all be stone. We'll probably go with something like that. We'll mix in cobblestone and we'll put walls and stuff. And it should look pretty smart. I just want to kind of get maybe the sides in a bit more, because as I say, it does look a bit odd, and then when you put the beach in. But we are making a lot of good progress with this. And it certainly doesn't look out of place now, that's for sure. This thing has come out absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. We've got the beach in, we've got this, you know, cobblestone in, we've got stone in, mossy cobblestone. I've added walls. It's detailed. We've got buttons just to give it that rocky feel. It just looks so cool. I'm so happy with this now. I mean, there's little bits here or there that I probably won't be, you know, 100% happy with, but there are bits I could change, you know, as I go along. If someone I notice, I can, you know, add or take away, whatever. But it's looking awesome. The bottom part is super cool, and the top part's just as cool. And the top of the cliff, as you can see, we did kind of similar to we did with the bottom side. I've just added like the cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and cobblestone slabs just around. A couple of bits of stone here or there just to break up the grass, because I felt it was, you know, it's far too much grass up the top. And adding that cobblestone, that mossy cobblestone, and just, as I say, breaks it up, gives you a different texture, and just gives it a bit of a different look. It also gives the ground a bit of a worn away look as well, and I'm always down for that. That always looks really cool. As you can see, this is as far as I've got. I haven't connected in, I haven't even changed the terrain for this part, because obviously we need to link it onto the main body of the volcano, which has not been built yet. And ideally it is quite flat here. I would actually like to start dropping this down into like almost like a little gully, just sort of following these blocks down to about here, and then it'll swoop back up to the main part of the body of the volcano as well. But I'd say we've not built that part yet, and that is going to be next. Yeah, but it's not going to be today. No. We have done so much today. We've got the elevator in finally, and I could ride that thing all day. I absolutely love flying machine elevators in Minecraft. They're awesome, and it's nice to finally have one on Cornerstone. And it's taken me so long to build one. I can't believe it took me this long to get one in, but I've got one in, and it looks awesome. I'm so glad we've got this cliff done. This cliff has been bothering me for a few weeks now. It's now in, which means, as I say, we can crack on with the body of the volcano. Finally. Hopefully we can get this thing finished relatively quick now. I say that, I know it's going to take me a while, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to have to call it there for today, guys. If you have liked what you've seen, by all means, hit like down below, comment below, and if you are new to the channel, then please consider subscribing. That'd be really cool of you. It really helps me, really helps the channel, and it just really helps my content in general. Let me know you guys appreciate what I do on these worlds, and yeah, it's just very nice of you. That'd be great. Anyway, guys, as I say, that's going to be it for me today. I'll catch you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye, guys.